Hi guys, Ape here of the Pocketbot Collective. And today we're gonna have a look at one of the Beast Wars reissues from Hasbro. This is Retrax. And you might have gotten accustomed to me starting off in alt mode, because I like that. It brings back nostalgia for me, because back in the day Transformers were packaged in alt mode and you'd work your way up to robot mode. But today we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to start in robot mode for a very specific reason. That reason being that this figure sucks. Yes, you heard that right. This figure sucks. Now, stick with me, because I say that for a reason, and I have to explain that straight from the get-go. When I got him out of the packaging, he could not stand at all in robot mode. The legs were that floppy that no matter what you tried, what angle you tried to position him in, he would fall. And that's bad. I'm hoping this is only on my copy, but I have a feeling more people will have this. And it's weird because this is a 2022 figure. I mean, it's a reissue of an old mold, and somehow I thought, okay, yeah, maybe it's mold degradation or something, I don't know, but they actually changed the mold. What they did, you can see the bug legs here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. But back in the day, there was a fifth leggy there, and there was also something up here for a fifth leg. So I don't know what they changed, but they did change stuff around. Also, his bug antenna here. Back in the day, they were... Oh, sorry. Back in the day, they were facing forward. Now they face backward, which I think is a good choice. So I'm saying that to say this. They did tinker with the mold, but they didn't fix the hips at all. And it's weird to me. This figure has so many screws, you can see it everywhere. So any little bit that would have been floppy or whatever, you could have tightened the screw yourself. But there's no screws on the hip joints. And that's where the problem was. You can still see that they're loose. I mean, I fixed it a little bit. What I did is I put some tacky glue on there, just to give a bit of friction between the ball joint that's in there and the ball socket. But it was that smooth and with no friction. He couldn't do anything. All he could do was do the splits, and you can still see that how easy it is to move these legs around. So at the moment, in robot mode, I do manage to stand him up a bit. I think I have to do something more, because even the tacky glue that I put on there, while I'm moving the hips around, the tacky glue is just coming off like a little solid layer. So it's like the ball joint and the ball socket are already not very tight. And then they also like greased up the plastic that makes up these two parts. So it's bad. And I'm sorry to see that on this figure, because I was really looking forward to getting this guy. I never had the original one. I like the Takara version, the Power Hug version, but this thing, I'm a little bit at a loss for words. I don't know why something like this hits the market. And again, I'm hoping it's just my copy, but be pre-warned if you get yours, or if you're looking to get this figure, you're gonna need to fix some stuff. And that's what makes me say this figure sucks. Because if the robot mode straight from the packaging cannot even stand up, that's bad. It's not like a floppy arm. There you can be like, yeah, I can do something with it, but the robot couldn't even stand. Come on. All right. Breathe in, breathe out. If you stuck with me this far, then I can assure you that that is pretty much the only problem. It's a vital problem, but it's the only problem I have with this figure. Because his alt mode is badass. The bug mode is it's something else. You don't see that in Transformers or anything. You see that in like these Japanese soft vinyl toys and stuff. That's what it looks like, what it reminds me of. It's badass, and I'll show it off in a bit. The gimmicks, they're well thought out. For the most part, they work well. I mean, it's based on engineering that was 20, 30 years old. So in that sense, it's not completely up to modern day standards, but they're the right gimmicks for this character, so to say. And even the robot mode looks pretty cool. As long as it can hold itself up. So the whole concept behind this guy is great. It's just pretty poorly executed. At least as far as the robot mode goes. Okay. So, I've said enough about that. Let's bring in the packaging and let's get into the mode where I think he shines most. So, here is the box. It's, like I said, he's a reissue of the old toy. I'm gonna carefully just move him to the side for a minute because it's a pretty big box. Deluxe class, Predacon, Retrax. Yeah, has a bit of writing, pincher attack and everything. It's got the dino eye on the back. Has the counter marking there. Let me just lift this up. Some cool artwork there of Retrax. Turn the box around. Doesn't come with separate instructions. The instructions are on the back. And the funny thing is, I mentioned his antenna being changed. Here you can still see that the antennae are bent forwards, where now they're bent backwards. They did change the little legs though, because I can only see 4 here, but the old toy had definitely 5 on each side. Besides that, everything is the same. It's a pretty simple transformation. There we have the Hasbro logo, and if you can see, where is it? Ah, there it is. 2022. So yes, this is the reissue. And then there's the collector's card. Alright. Let's get that out of the way. Not sure how familiar you are with this character. He wasn't in the show. He was in the Japanese Beast Wars. Is it second or Neo? No, Beast Wars second. In his red, white, and blue colorway, and he went by the name of Power Hug. This version, Retrax, he's in the comics, though, in the IDW comics. That's pretty cool. He even pulls off his ball mode, which is a fun aspect of this figure. Before we go into trying to manipulate him, let's see if I can do a few size comparisons so you know what size this guy is. Let's first put our boy Runabout there. And yeah, you saw on the packaging, he's what used to be Deluxe class. It's not current Deluxe class, but the old Deluxe class. This is him compared to Iron Factory's Runabout, who is Legend class. So yeah, he's taller than this guy, but he's still smaller than, like, hold on, smaller than an McFan's Toys Dinobot. So that's about the height realm that he sits in. Get him out of the way again. Bring in another Beast Wars Legend class character as well. This is Transform Elements Scorponok. And yeah, Retrax is a lot bigger than him. Or a lot bigger, beefier, bulkier. Yeah. But for me, still works well in a Beast Wars collection. And as you saw in the comparison with the McFadden's Toys Dinobots, he's still smaller than that, so guess could work in a Legend class collection, right? As far as blah blah blah. Let me articulate. As far as articulation goes on this figure, the hips we've talked enough about. They're just ball joints. He has a lot of range in those hips. Back is a little bit hindered by the I don't know all the technical terms about bugs, sorry, but about hindered by a shield a bit. Knee bend is all the way and nice and stiff, but yeah, that's screwed together. Has a toe tilt that can go up and can also go down for transformation. His hands are on springs, sorry, his arms are on springs, so you can move his hands back and forward at the wrist, but they just spring in, and that's of course where the power hug things comes in, the other arm as well. But you can also see he has got these nubs on there, and there's a hole in there, so we'll plug them in a minute. Let's just have a quick look at his head sculpt. Pretty cool. Is on a ball joint with a cut at the back. There you go. I like the contrasting yellow and darker greens. Let's just plug his hands in, shall we? There we go. And then there's the back here, there's two little things. Oh, sorry, stay there. So if we now do, if we pinch them, sorry, need to loosen that. Then he'll do a proper power hug with the whole bug mode. Just have to remember to untap these little bits, because that's what keeps them there. It would have been nice to have like a more modern day take on this guy to make the gimmicks work a little bit better. The hugging gimmick at least. But it is what it is. It's fine. Then there's also this. Come on, guy. This thing. And similar on the other side. Which you can use as robot weapons. But it also works for the bug, of course. Another small issue I have, this chest plate here likes to pop out. So again, something that's just not very secure. Where everything else is with pins and screws and everything, the two parts that don't have that are exactly the parts that are flawed. But okay. I think we should get him transformed so we can get him to the mode where I like him best, actually. Into his pill bug-like mode. Alright, let's go. And there you have it. Fairly easy transformation into Pillbug mode. It looks really cool. I have to say, his legs don't really touch the ground, so it's easier to put him on something, on a little surface or something, or in a diorama. That looks actually really cool. Gimmicks still work. Might actually work better in beast mode than anything else. From the bottom, yeah, you can see that there's a robot hiding in there. Come on, buddy. The gimmicks tend to get activated quite easily, so that's a little bit of a downside, but there we go. I just love the concept of this guy. So in that sense, I'm happy to have this guy in the collection. I just wish the engineering was executed better than what it is. Also, I'm not quite sure what you want me to compare him to. So I'll bring in Core Class Rat Trap here. Poor guy. He wouldn't really stand a chance in this mode against Retrax. Maybe in robot mode, but... So yeah, that's Rat Trap and Iron Factory's Runner Muck. And yeah, just lengthwise, so to say, these two pretty much fit in together. But I think if you would have made Retrax any smaller, you'd lose what he is, so to say. Yeah, what else can I say? The leggies articulate up and down, I guess. The antenna can sit flush or forwards, whichever you want. And of course, I showed the gimmicks already, but the other gimmick is this thing. If we pinch them, he folds up. You just fold the leggies back into place. And there we have his rolling mode. What I like to do, because you can actually display him pretty well like this. I usually fold the antenna down as well, and then you can use them a little bit as a stand. And there you go. And that's how we rolled through the comics of IDW. Run, little mouse, run! He's fun to mess around with. The gimmicks are activated a little bit too easy, like I said. So in that sense, when you're playing around with him, it's not a pain in the ass, but yeah, it gets bothersome. A little bit, at least. Robot mode, I don't like to keep him in because of the floppy legs and everything. I actually like this because that's his strongest feature. Also in the Beast Wars cartoon in Japan, as Power Hug, he would constantly roll, and his fellow Insectrons had to stop him and everything because he couldn't stop himself from rolling. So it's very comedic, but I like the way this looks. Yeah, what more can I say about him? Just beware if you pick this guy up, if you're thinking about picking this guy up. I think the old toy also suffered a little bit from the loose hips. Not entirely sure, but that's what I heard. So yeah, he's fun, but it's not the best figure. Let me put it that way. Yeah, what else can I say? That's about it. I think I talked enough about him. Is he a recommend only if you're a fan or of his alt mode, so to say? He makes a nice conversational piece in any collection, I think. But if he doesn't stand out for you, then yeah, leave it for what it is. Even the reissue, because it's not that good when you want to put him in robot mode with your other Beast Wars characters. You're gonna have to do some fixing on him, most likely. I'm still happy to have him though. Bit disappointed about the issues, but loving the ball mode and everything, and he sits fine in my Beast Wars collection. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Ape out!